limited to one. I scramble around my room trying to find something to wear before giving up and grabbing an old t-shirt off the ground and pulling on the bike shorts busting at the seams. Because really, what's even the point of trying when your life is completely ruined? Mom? I throw open the door and try to harness every ounce of patience I have. You know how much I love you, but I think with about 40% fewer texts and 50% more space, we'll all be much happier. You need to stop watching that darn video. It's not good for you. She gives me a disapproving once-over and continues to speak as if I didn't. Also, didn't you wear that yesterday? I know you're depressed, but you'll never feel better wearing the same dirty clothes and never brushing your hair. If there were a chance brushing my hair and changing my clothes could turn back the cruel hands of time and convince me to never date Peter Hansen, I'd have a fresh updo and be wearing a fucking evening gown. Alas, formal wear is not the key to time travel, and I'd rather be comfortable while I continue down this path of self-loathing. Just let me be miserable for one more week. Or 52. And I promise to try to rejoin society again. It's still too fresh. I still get recognized in the streets. Being looked down on the bitter, hard streets of LA is one thing. But getting the cold shoulder in the suburbs of Ohio? Absolutely not. A person can only handle so much. I'll give you 30 more minutes, she says, clearly not understanding the meaning of compromise. I'm hosting Friday church group, and I can't have you wandering around the house like a sad, godless puppy. Plus, I told the ladies you'd be joining us. She shoves the bedazzled Bible I didn't notice she was holding into my hands. I'm surprised I don't dissolve into a pile of ash. Just in case you need to catch up. While sitting in the kitchen and gossiping under the ruse of good intentions does sound like a blast, I'm going to have to pass. I return her Bible, only slightly concerned that lying while holding it resulted in one more brick in my pathway to hell. I promised Dad I'd help him get things for the yard today. My dad, Anderson Carter, is perhaps the most precious human to ever human. A recently retired pharmacist, he's living his full gardener fantasy. Seeing this 6'2", 320-pound black man fiddling around the yard has been the only highlight of returning home. Unfortunately for me, once I told him that, he became relentless in his pursuit to recruit me into this vitamin D-filled hobby of his. I wasn't thrilled when I finally gave in, but now that it's saving me from an afternoon listening to the Karens, no shade, there are literally 3 different women named Karen in the group, drone on about how wonderful their boring kids are doing, I'm going to have to buy him lunch, if my bank account will allow it. Oh, darn. Well, maybe next time. My mom pouts, and the fine lines of aging pull on the corners of her delicate mouth, which has never muttered a single curse word. At least Dad's going to get some quality time with you. She may not curse, but those lips are well versed in spewing passive-aggressive jabs. We watched an entire season of House Hunters last week. Quality time doesn't get any better than that. I can almost see the wheels turning in her brain to come up with a retort, but she stays quiet because even she knows it's true. Nothing can bond 2 humans more than watching incompatible couples argue about a house they can't afford and screaming at a television about gray laminate floors. Fine, but if you're set on abandoning me and Jesus, can you at least make sure Dad doesn't forget to get the white oak tree while you're at the nursery? She steps to the side as I squeeze past her. She follows close behind as I try to keep my eyes trained on the carpet they replaced last year and ignore the barrage of inspirational quote art littering the walls. The collaged picture frames filled with every single one of my school pictures break up Bible verses, proofs of days when I loved overly teased bangs and scrunchies working overtime to keep me humble.